Hello, welcome back to the channel. Welcome back to another K-pop and kiki with me. I wanted to make something very quick, very easy because I have a big day today. I gotta get ready. We're on the move, okay? We got lots of stuff to do. So today I'm going to be talking about how I got into K-pop. I've been a K-pop fan for 6 years. I've mentioned that on my channel a couple times before. And I really just wanted to document my journey because I feel like I haven't talked about it really anywhere on the internet. So here we go. Here's the whole story time. First things first, I'm gonna get my mirror set up. I finally got a proper makeup mirror. So let me see if I can show you. It's a little butterfly shape, super cute, super demure, super adorable. So I love it. So I'm gonna be looking over here while I do my makeup. Oh, real quick, I have a couple things that I needed to show you because I got some new makeup in the time between my last video and this one. So yesterday I went out to Five Below. I got a new nude palette because I've been needing one. I had one from Wet n Wild, but it's starting to kind of not do what it needs to do. So I got this one from LA Colors. It has, I don't know if you can see it, but it's labeled with what each color is supposed to do, where it goes. So I got that. I re-upped on my mascara. I usually do the clear one just because my lashes are already kind of dark. And I don't know if you can see, but they're already pretty curly. And I also use this product to shape my brows as well. So it's kind of just a multifaceted kind of thing. So really like it. This is the one I use for my brows. You can see she is a little pigmented. We'll say that. She's pigmented. She's not clear anymore. And then I also got this CoverGirl pressed powder. It's a matte powder because a bitch be oily, especially in the summertime. So, we had to get this little pressed powder. Here we are. I also got a CoverGirl blush. I think this one is shade Rose Silk or something. It's 540, 560, something like that. So I got a little CoverGirl blush. So I'm probably gonna try these out. It's a powder blush, so I haven't used any cream blushes yet. I want to, but we'll see. I don't know how well that's gonna work, so. Oh, another update, I forgot. This is the last thing that I got. I finally got my shade. She's warm toned with a little bit of a neutral kind of undertone in there. So she's warm and neutral. This is shade 168, it's Warm Sun. Totally fits my complexion. I love it so much. It's super lightweight too, so I don't feel like I'm melting during the summer, during this hot ass weather. All right, so we're gonna get started on foundation, and then I am going to just yap and do my little thing. First off, I'm gonna prime. I'm not super picky with primers because usually I just moisturize and then just put my stuff on anyway. But this is She Glam. This is my first ever primer. She works well. I think it's hydrating. Yeah, it's a hydrating primer. So just gonna slap her all over the face and get started. I usually apply it all up underneath my eyes and then underneath my on my brows and stuff, just so it's easier for me to shape them, because I got my mom's brows, which are I inherited my mom's brows and they're kind of thin. So, and I've already shaved off the tails a couple of times, so it just makes it easier for them to hold the shape, I feel like. Sometimes I'll put primer on top of my eyelids if I want to do something crazy, but today I'm not really trying to do all that, so. All right, y'all, so how I got into K-pop. I have always been a fandom girl, first and foremost. I don't really know, here, let me start that sentence over. I have always loved just getting into random little niche things, even like as a kid or whatever. Like I was a My Little Pony kid. I was a Sonic kid. I really got into Pokemon like as a child too. Oh, I forgot to mention this, but I spray my beauty blender with setting spray. Again, She Glam, it's Pressed Refresh. It's another good setting spray for pretty cheap. It keeps me looking fresh throughout the day. I'm gonna use this actually to look at my overall face, and then I'm gonna use a mini mirror for looking at myself more closely. But yeah, I've always been into like random little like niche fandoms or whatever. I was a Sonic kid growing up, still love Sonic Down. Like that's my #1 fixation, I would say, is Sonic the motherfucking Hedgehog. Well, I always really enjoyed, yeah, like just going into like little deep dives on random little things. And it doesn't even have to have any rhyme or reason. Like I literally will just see something and I'll be like, well, I guess that's just the thing I'm going to obsess over for the next 3 to 5 years. So at the time, and still currently, at the time, I was really, really, really into Deltarune. I don't know if you guys are familiar with Undertale, the parent game, but I was really into Deltarune at the time. And so I would like look, this was in high school as well. I was a freshman. Fuck, I forgot to shape my brows. Oh my God, wait. Let me get this off my forehead right quick so I can do my brows. Fuck. And then you see why my mascara is so cloudy is because I forget to do the brows before my foundation, and then here I am with brown mascara. There we go. That should be, that's slightly better. Okay, let's do the brows. But yeah, so I was like 14, super into Deltarune. I loved like looking at little like fan edits on YouTube and just like watching like fan animations, like all that type of shit while we were waiting for chapter 2 to come out. But yeah, I was super, honestly, they're already pretty well shaped. But I'm gonna shape them anyway, just for the experience of shaping my brows. So I fucking loved looking at fan animations online. Like I would spend my lunch break watching them online, and there was this one animation that I saw that used a Stray Kids song in it. It was Who, the Who intro, off of Stray Kids' I Am Who album. And I remember seeing that and being like, dude, that guy with the deep voice, like he sounds so fucking cool, dude. And also I just really liked how the song sounded. And I was not super familiar with like Korean music. I knew of SHINee because I had heard a SHINee song in a rhythm game, and I was like, wait, these guys seem kind of cool. So I had like gone down a little like deep dive, but I wasn't like into SHINee, you know? But yeah, so that was my like little introduction. And then when I was in a film class, I took a filmmaking class. This is my sophomore year of high school. And one of my friends at the time was super into K-pop. She was a BAP stan, so she had been a K-pop fan for a minute. And she was like, oh my gosh, that group that you listen to, that's Stray Kids. They're a new group from this big entertainment company. You should totally check them out. And I was like, yeah, dude, like they're really cool. And I went down a little rabbit hole. And all of a sudden, I was a Felix stan. Like, it got bad for me very, very quickly. Oh, I'm supposed to be brushing these the other way. But yeah, it got bad for me very quickly. It was very funny. I think it took me maybe like a month to learn everybody's names, and I already had like all the songs memorized. Like, it was bad, bro. It was bad. But yeah, so shout out to that Deltarune edit. I think I like commented on it like recently too, where I was like, not on this channel, but I like commented on it, and I was like, thank you for changing my life. because now I like this edit has fully created a different person. Like I would not be the same human that I am without this edit. So for that, I thank you. But yeah, I just kind of get, oh yeah, I get the mascara all up on my brows. I brush them the opposite way, kind of the same technique that you would use to glue down your brows, but it's with this like clear kind of gel kind of color, so it's not as drastic. I want to learn how to properly glue down my brows. That way I can like draw on like really thin ones, because I don't want to shave all my brows off, but I love like a thin brow look. And see, it's always this one brow that doesn't hold its shape the way I want it to. But yeah, I was super duper into Stray Kids from that point on, and this was like a month before their Miro album came out. So when Miro came out and they got their first win, I was like, well, that's it for me. Like I'm locked into Stray Kids for life. And through Stray Kids, I ended up getting into a lot of other JYP groups. I was kind of into GOT7. I was really into Day 6. I loved Day 6. I loved Twice. Those were the main two that I liked. I liked Shiny as well. I continued to like get more into Shiny. And I'm gonna let these dry, by the way. But I got more into Shiny. I loved ITZY as well, because they had just debuted. And I was like, oh my god, they're so iconic. And they're literally my age, which is kind of spooky, but it's also really cool. They're like over here singing about their haters 2 weeks after debut, and I thought that was so cool. Oh, and then I also, it was a little later into the year, like April-ish, like April, May, but I got into Pentagon as well. So to give you the full timeline, it was like January, February, I started getting into Stray Kids. March, I had ulted Stray Kids, and started getting into other groups as well, like Twice, ITZY, Day 6. And then like by May, I was a Pentagon stan as well. So it was like by May, I was like, okay, I'm an actual K-pop stan now. Like I love keeping up with this silly little industry. Oh my god, I totally forgot, because I was like, why is my mouth so dry? It's because I forgot. I went to the little Asian store yesterday. I got Miss Pookery Sweat. I know I mispronounced that, but I got this little Pookery Sweat can, because they have them there for like $2. And she's super refreshing, and you know, I have to support my eyelid girlies. So they don't have the eyelid can on them, but like I love these, especially during the summer. I like moved over here during the summer, and amazing. It's not too it doesn't taste like a lot either. Like it's not super duper flavorful, and I really like that. I don't like stuff that's supposed to hydrate me that tastes like candy. Like it just makes like the back of my throat kind of itch, so I don't like that. But anyway, yeah, so I was super into K-pop by like May, and then my friend, she was a VAP stan. She was a big second gen stan. I really don't think I need more foundation, actually. I think I'm good. Now I'm gonna go with my blush, and then I'm gonna powder my brows after. She was super into VAP, Shiny. She didn't really like a whole lot of girl groups, honestly. I'm not sure. I think she just didn't follow girl groups all that much, which is like, it is what it is. Because nowadays I follow more girl groups, and I don't really keep up with a lot of the boy group shenanigans. Like I keep up with like the big ones, but not like super duper heavily keep up with them. I also am a huge multi though. Like, I just find the entire genre and the industry of K-pop to be really fascinating. So that could just be me. But yeah, I was super into those groups. She liked BAP. I ended up getting a little bit into BAP as well. Because that was her favorite group. And I was like, you know, let's love that, you know? It'd be cute to get into them. But yeah, so... Oh, one thing that was interesting though was I knew of TXT, but I wasn't a big TXT stan at the time. But she thought TXT was cute. My friend, she thought TXT was cute. She hated BTS. And it was funny because she actually had gone to see them live. I think it was once, because she'd seen BAP twice, and she saw BTS once in like 2015 or whatever. It was like 2015, 2016. And she was like, yeah, like it was fine. Like, I had a weird time with like the staff or whatever. Like, the staff were kind of iffy, but like other than that, it was a fun concert. But she like just didn't like them, and I don't, to this day, I don't remember why. I wish I had like documented the beginning of my like K-pop journey a little more, because most of this is just purely from memory, so I could be getting a lot of details wrong. But I remember she was just like, I hate BTS. I think they're so overrated and they're so dumb, and they took away from BAP and all that good stuff. And I was like, damn, that's crazy. I know nothing about the whole second to third gen shenanigans, but I guess like I also hate BTS, because I was like, well, they're also like super duper popular, and Stray Kids at the time, like they were like the new group from JYP. Like, they weren't like anything to scoff at, but they also weren't like the most popular group on the thing, you know. I want to say they won Rookie of the Year and won like a good amount of rookie awards, but with Miro era, that's when they got their first win. So I was just like, oh my god, yeah, they're Stray Kids and they're like the underdogs and they're super cool and niche and nobody knows about them. Cut to now, they're like literally one of the biggest groups in K-pop. Like, and it's funny too, because I, like, spoiler alert, I don't stan them anymore. So it's like, still love them though. And just a tiny bit on the little tip of my nose. But yeah, I was like, girl, I don't know where this BTS beef came from, but I hate them too now because I'm your friend and I don't know shit about K-pop. So if you've been a fan for forever, then what you're saying must be true. Eventually I formed my own opinion, but yeah, I literally, like, when Boy With Love came out, I was like, this is a stupid song and I hate it and it's so boring and basic and boring and basic. And then Side Effects came out and I was like, that's my group, right? They make real music. And it was so funny because I was like, why do I hate them so bad? Like, I literally don't, like, I shouldn't care this much about a group that doesn't, like, I don't care about. Nowadays, I'm like, if I don't like a group, then I just, like, ignore them. Like, like, I'll, like, say my piece or whatever if I, like, think they did something egregious, and then I'll just, like, ignore them. Because I don't feel the need to spend every waking moment, like, hating on somebody I don't know. But also, I'm about to set my face again. But also, it's like we were 14 and 15, so it's like obviously we weren't like the most mature people in our school, surprisingly. So like I get it, you know, and especially since again she was a BAP stan. If you haven't heard like the whole history of like BAP, that whole thing was TS Entertainment, it will rot now. But yeah, no, it was an interesting phenomenon to witness. I'm about to color correct my dark circles, so I'm gonna get all up in there for a second. Hold on. this is the thing I don't like about this color corrector. I think I need to get a new one or something, because now, I don't know if it's just the way I'm applying it. It didn't used to do this, but now it like literally will like pill underneath my eyes, and I'm like, I honestly, if you're gonna do all that, then I'll just like throw you out and just keep the mirror. Like, I'm not even about to play with you, because it's not even like the concealers and contours like work all that well either, and this is literally like $3, but it's like, it's really irritating. The contours, like, okay, I'm gonna just do it to the other side just to have it be like semi-even, but I'm like, it's irritating the fuck out of me. I really do need to get a new color corrector. I just don't know if I want to do liquid or if a cream will be okay, because I like being able to just like kind of blend out the cream with my fingers, just so it looks a little more even. I feel like with liquid, it's a little easier for me to fuck up. Or like put on too much, like, you know. But I don't know, girl. Something about this one is just not, something ain't right. You've been acting funny lately. Like, it's a little weird. So I'm mainly just using it as my mirror. Let's set the brows. I use a little beauty puff, and then I'm actually gonna use this CoverGirl now, because I need to test and see if this is good or if we need to bring her back. We need to bring her back home to Miss Walmart. Okay, so this is CoverGirl Clean Matte Pressed Powder Oil Control in the shade Warm Beige. Has a little mirror on it too. So I just use my little and then ooh. Okay, the color's good. Okay, let me right. Thank you for doing your job. Thank you for being one of my new elite employees. Okay, so back to K-pop. Oh, also, I'm gonna use Miss Maybelline Superstay 24-hour skin tint in the shade 372 for my contour. So, K-pop content that I watched early on in my little K-pop journey. That might be a lot. Oh, real quick before I talk about that, I got a new contouring brush from Walmart, and literally, I don't know if you can see, I already tested it out on like some of my blush slash contour, but it like the bristles are so, oh, they're so firm, so packed. Oh, I love it. But yeah, so I was super into, I loved Grok Grok. I don't know, that's a deep cut. For OG stays, she like basically only uploaded in like 2018 and 2019. If you know her, you're a real one. I loved Miss Grok Grok down. I thought she was so funny. She introduced me, actually, I don't remember her pronouns. They introduced me to a lot of like great girl groups or whatever, a lot of good Nugu songs. I used to watch her Changlicks series like every day after school. Like I was a huge Changlik shipper. Is the contouring? It's kind of light. Oh, well, girl. I still don't know how to use this contour brush very well, not gonna lie. So let me just... But yeah, I loved her down. I thought she was so funny. Loved her little Changlik series. That shit literally... If I used the little YouTube Wrapped feature, that probably would have been, like, all my top 10 videos would have been, like, her channel. I got into a lot of good new groups from her. Like, I don't even know if she's on YouTube anymore. I don't know if she is even into K-pop anymore. But girl, if you are, thank you for your service, because you made me feel very seen. I think you were an icon and a legend, and thank you for your contributions to the Stay community. I want to say she made a couple of like Day6 videos too, but I could be very wrong. But yeah, got super into girl groups and K-pop through her. Loved her down. I also really liked watching, I don't remember their channel name, but I think it was like got7 in Spirits or something. They were like a 3rd gen stan. They loved got7, Day6, Infinite. Like they were another OG that I loved to watch. So I would watch both of those two like so much after school. I loved them down, bro. Anyway. This side is so unblended. Oh my god. Let me. That's the thing I don't love about that brush, is that they're very difficult for me to. Cause see this side, I'm like that's semi-normal. That's a stripe. That's a stripe. So, but yeah. So I watched those two a lot. I got into Day6 through that channel, got7 in Spirits, or whatever the name of her channel is. I'm gonna link both of them down below just so you guys can see the debauchery that I was watching in the year of our Lord 2019 and 2020. Okay, yeah, see that's more normal. It's definitely still not perfect, but it's more normal than it was like 20 seconds ago. And then oh my god, my first K-pop concert. So I mentioned that I got into Day6 through that one channel. I actually ended up going to see Day6 in 2019, and I went with said friend. I went with that K-pop friend, and then I went with my mom as well. She took us. And it was super fun. I ended up, me and my mom ended up getting tickets together, and then I ended up buying my friend's ticket after. But then my friend wanted to sit next to me, so my mom ended up sitting by herself. Sorry. And it was like, I had a fun time, but then me and that girl ended up having a falling out. So it's kind of like, damn, maybe I should have like gone and just like stayed with my mom. That sucks. But yeah, it was such a good time. I actually still, I don't know if you can see it. Here, let me move this. I don't know if you can see it. That banner down there is actually the slogan from that concert. So what a good time that was. It was literally so fun. I fucking loved it. Okay, one thing I don't understand about CoverGirl. What is this? How am I supposed to use this? Because it's not a blush brush. There's no way. That's not a blush. Like, what is this? I could use it maybe to like blend out my eye, like my eyeshadow, but it's not a blush brush. And then, what is this, the color? It's shade Rose Silk, shade 540, Rose Silk. And then this one's also a warm rose, so I'm like, hopefully these two match. This one's more warm than the other one. But hopefully it matches, because I'm not even about to play with y'all. I'm not even about to play with this. And it also comes with a mirror. I just use this little fluffy contour brush to like, just tap it on, and then I'll use my powder brush to like blend it out. Just because I like my blush to be a bit more pigmented. A bit more pigmented, you know? But yep, first concert, and then my second concert ever was Stray Kids in 2020, actually, like literally right before the pandemic. It was actually crazy. I went with my mom and my sister. We all got tickets and sat together, so that was good. But I was like on the verge of tears the entire time. It was so fun. I scrumped and I scrumped. And I literally, every time they come to the US, if I have the money, I try to make it a habit to go, because I'm like, that was my first like old, and they're genuinely such good performers. I'm like, it would be crazy for me to just like pay them dust, you know, like while they're in the States. I think they're coming to the US again like next month, so I'm probably gonna see if I can get some time off, see if I can go, but we'll see, because I also don't know how expensive tickets are, and then I'd have to get a hotel, and then I'd have to get Ubers and save for food and merch and all that shit. And I'm like, I really don't have the time. Like, I don't know how that's gonna work out, and I'm saving for other shit too, so it's like, we'll see. But like I said, every time I've been able, I like to go support my boys, you know? All right, that's Miss CoverGirl. Honestly, it's more shimmery than it is like actually pigmented. It literally, I don't think you can really see it all that well, but it is what it is, I guess. I don't know. Okay. All right, let's do... Oh wait, I do my concealer last. That's one thing I've started getting into now, is doing my concealer last, so that way my eyeshadow looks a little more snatched. But yeah, so that was my journey with Stray Kids. I know I've said on this channel before that TXT are my alts, but I actually, my highlighter by the way, I actually didn't get into TXT until the end of 2019. I'm gonna make a video about my journey with TXT as well. Like, I love talking about TXT. But I didn't get into them until like the end of 2019, and then same with ATs. So I got into Stray Kids first, and then I ended up getting into ATs and TXT like a little bit later during the year. I knew of them, but I wasn't like a fan until later. And then the whole, I don't know if you guys remember the whole beef at the Mama Awards for 2019 Rookie of the Year, but that was a fucking time, bro. That was a time I would not wish on anybody. So I should have done it before the blush because it's a powder. God damn. It's fine. We're learning, and we're growing. But yeah, no, I remember seeing all the fights on Twitter and being like, I like them both. Like, I don't understand why we're like beefing over here. Like, what happened to like cross fandom support, bro? What's going on? What's happening? I didn't really let that affect me too bad, because I was like, well, at the end of the day, I'm living. I love both these groups, and I'm getting fed with all these performances, so not gonna let it affect me. But it was a little stressful, not gonna lie, because I was like, well, I'd like to be able to like key and like talk about like my groups with like people, but nobody wants to listen. Nobody wants to talk. What the heck? It's so upsetting. I'm gonna do a more neutral kind of look. I don't really want to do anything super crazy. I want to do the brown. Just put her in Miss Crisiana. And see, this is where I need to get like actually like, I need to like blind myself. Okay. But yeah, I kind of was just like, let me just keep to myself back then, especially since I was like, I'm still like a pretty new fan. So I was like, I kind of just want to enjoy the groups without like all the drama or whatever. So So I ended up like leaving Twitter. But yeah, no, I was like, oh, ATEEZ and TXT are pretty cool. And I was still like very much a Stray Kids stan by then, but that would change very soon. I ended up, oh no, because if I'm going to do this kind of a look, I need a taupe kind of color. So we're gonna use, hold on, whoa, that angle was crazy. We're gonna use Miss Anastasia Beverly Hills Modern Renaissance. This was the old palette that my old roommate gave to me, and it's very dear to me, very treasured, very tried and true. Love her very much. The palette, the person who gave it to me was a man. Okay. But then in 2020, Stray Kids came out with God's Menu, and I remember loving that song and being like, oh my god, I wonder what TXT is gonna come out with. Because they had just come out with Can't You See Me, and with ATEEZ, I was always just like, I don't like think they're ever gonna be like an old like I really enjoyed ATEEZ, but I was kind of just, I don't know, like Stray Kids were just like that group for me. But then TXT came out with Blue Hour, and Can't You See Me was the era that like solidified that I was like, oh yeah, I'm a fan of them. But Blue Hour was where I was like, that's my new old. And then Stray Kids came out with Thunderous in 2021, and that solidified that they were no longer my ults. Because at first I was like, oh, okay, like I can just like ult 2 of them, like it's fine. And I still believe that. I'm like, you can have as many ult groups as you want, because literally who cares, like it doesn't matter. For me, I was like, yeah, TXT and Stray Kids are both my ults. And then TXT just kept releasing banger after banger, and also it was like less people to keep up with, because when the 9th member, because like Stray Kids had 9 members at first, I don't know what the like etiquette is for talking about him, but like I was a stan during that era, so it's not really, I don't know, like it is what it is. After he ended up leaving, it was just kind of like, I remember like crying the day I found out. Like I was just like inconsolable for weeks. And I was just like, damn, like I don't know like what's gonna happen. But then they came up with God's Menu, and I was like, okay, period. Like I guess it doesn't really matter, because they're gonna be successful regardless. But then it was like after that, I kind of like started listening to them less and less, and then Thunders came out, and I really did not like that song. I'm so sorry. And TXT was just making more of the music that I enjoyed at the time, so it was kind of like, well, the writing's on the wall, let me read it. Like I said though, still love Stray Kids so much, even after some of the musical atrocities they have committed. That's a joke, I'm sorry. Yeah, I don't know, I was just like, that's like still a very good like group to me, and they genuinely have so much like passion for performing. Like you can just tell that like that's meant to be their job, like they were meant to be idols, you know. So definitely don't hold any beef towards them there. And I genuinely just like really appreciate the artistry that they bring to the table. Even if like some of their comebacks weren't like my favorites, like they're still talented artists. The way I turned on this mirror and then ended up not using it in the slightest, does that look normal? It looks, well, it looks, so it's just gonna have to be okay. I'm not going anywhere super crazy today anyway, so it's fine. All right, and then let me powder a little more, and then I'm about to end this damn video because that was kind of all I had to talk about. I really did not have a whole lot on my list today. I literally scripted this shit out last night. I was like, okay, I want to do another K-pop and kiki. I don't know what I'm going to talk about. And I was like, wait a minute, I haven't talked about my journey with getting into K-pop before. Let me talk about that. So here we are. Let me speed this up right quick though. Alrighty, y'all. Here is the finished look. Try to get better at doing like a full like base kind of makeup thing, and I feel like we're slowly but surely improving. So if you enjoyed this little sit down and chat with me, if you enjoyed this little kiki, this little K-pop and kiki, please be sure to like and subscribe, and I will see you guys in the next video. Goodbye.